Before we get absolutely shit-faced, we would like to remind everybody that this podcast contains two very pissed up gays with their opinions, rants and raves in life, and overall explicit content which we know you will love. Everyone and anyone is welcome to this podcast, so strap yourselves in, pour yourself a large one, down it just like us, and pour another, and let's get this going and read between the wines. Gosh. That's the way to start an episode, isn't it? Oh my god, it's getting a bit... Oh, you know when it gets a bit...
That's normally me who has that reaction.
I think the Polish should be abused to it by now anyway.
We are taking shots and not cocks.
A shot of vodka. Taking a cock, taking a shot. We're here to get shit done. Anyway,
we are.
Oh god, that's probably not a good idea. I'm going to live to regret this because it's Sunday and I hate drinking on Sundays.
Yeah, it's unusual.
Need it to get through this podcast, don't I? Joking. Oh god, it's starting to kick in a little bit.
Oh,
now.
a hot flush.
We love it. Yeah, it is. Anyway, back. How's the week been?
Yeah, we're back again. Yes.
Everyone's like, oh, for fuck's sake, not these again.
It's been a full week. A shortened week this coming week, obviously, because of Easter.
Yeah, but that's next week.
I know.
This week.
Yeah, the past week, yeah. I've had to endure 5 full days of work.
Well, I'm not really drunk this weekend as well, so this is the first time I'm having a drink.
Indeed, yeah.
It's this podcast, so what would this podcast be without a few glasses of wine?
Indeed.
And a vodka shot.
And a vodka shot.
Hold on 1 second, I'm just going to take my headache tablets.
And some pills, listeners, and some pills.
1 minute.
But yes, the week has been good. Nothing to...
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Vodka and cranberry juice.
I've not had a vodka.
We're not drinking wine today, we're drinking vodka.
Yeah, I've not had vodka cranberry in a long time.
It's so refreshing.
Much better than apple spritz.
Good for your kidneys as well, isn't it?
It does, yeah, exactly. Flushes you out.
Well, yeah. Like the douche we all need. Let's
hope this podcast doesn't end up like some of the stories we read last week.
God. What was it last week? All that, like,
the doctors.
The doctor's stories, that was it. I lose track of time when I do this podcast. Yeah, it was doctors. I just got to say, before I start, there's a fucking spider in the bathroom and it's really stressing me out.
Oh, you don't like spiders and moths?
Moths are the worst. They're just like angry butterflies, aren't they?
I never had a problem with either of those two.
I fucking hate moths. Oh. I hate them. I don't like spiders either, but that spider's massive. And as I was getting ready to start recording, I went to the toilet and saw it.
Well, there aren't actually any poisonous spiders in the UK, are there? I don't think there are.
A few poisonous women and a few poisonous men.
Well, yeah. I never claimed that. I can't claim that.
Oh, anyway. Yeah. Shortened week next week, which is nice.
Indeed.
But this week, yeah, quite the uphill battle.
Indeed, it was, yes.
But we made it.
I
don't know why we ever choose to record this on a Sunday. We always say that we're going to do it on the Friday, but it never happens.
You're too pissed.
No, we didn't.
I know, we didn't this week. No, we didn't. That's true.
I haven't drunk this whole weekend.
That's true. I'll give you that.
So yeah, week's nice. Shall we dive into some... Actually, I've got rant.
Oh, okay. That's been a while.
I know, I don't really rant about it, but you know, this one, I made a note of it because it really upset me. And I can't say that this happens all the time. Maybe it does.
Okay.
Well, this happened on the train home, and I was sitting next to a woman, and she obviously had some meds. I don't know what they were. I didn't see. I like to be nosy, but I didn't see what she was taking.
Okay.
Anyway, she take that little leaflet out. You know that leaflet in medication. It's about... Like, it's just one continuous long page. There's always that weird paper.
Oh, yeah.
She started reading it, and it really irked me, and I don't know why. I'm like, why the fuck? Who reads the medication? Like, when you get prescribed medication, is there anyone that actually reads that fucking leaflet inside? It's pointless.
No, they're really annoying as well, because I always open, especially with tablet boxes, I always open the wrong end, and you get the...
But I'm like, firstly, it might be anything now, and I'm sitting next to you on the train, so I don't want to sit next to you anymore. I don't know why it really fucking irked me when I was on the train. I was
dear.
Like, oh, you sad fucking bitch. She's probably just doing the right thing, to be honest, making sure that she's not, getting any ill side effects.
Maybe.
But I thought, does anyone actually read those leaflets?
No, I don't think
They're fucking pointless. The front of the medication tells you what to do. Take this tablet 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Make sure you eat it with food.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. All those leaflets inside those tablet boxes are so pointless.
You need QR code.
There's still some poor people who don't have smartphones.
Well, if in that, I have no words for that. Maybe
think of the little people.
What little people?
The ones who can't afford a lovely...
Are we talking height-wise, little people? Are you pissed off?
No.
You're pissed off a whole group? What little people?
I mean the poor fuckers.
So poor people, not little people. Well, I don't know, but that's just a waste of paper for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Why is it this long?
It's also, I can't remember which supermarket it is. I think it might be... I can't remember which supermarket it is, but one of them, when they print out receipts, print a fucking mile of paper, and it's for one item, and it's so ridiculous. I hate it.
Well, I'm getting into it from a, yes, I suppose it's bad for the environment. Yeah, we've covered that one.
Yeah.
But I'm not even talking about it from that. It just fucking pisses me off.
It is
sitting there
annoying.
reading it on the train like it's a fucking book. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And I didn't want to sit there. I thought it could be anything. She could be reading a, chlamydia medication.
Bring your earpods and listen to our podcast maybe next time.
Yeah, stop reading it. It really pissed me off. Anyway, as I say, maybe she was just doing the right thing, but it really irked me.
What a bore.
Yeah, I don't want to know what you're taking. I don't know what you're taking for your mangy minge. Now, fuck off to the... Go to the corner of the train and read your...
Imagine if she started reading out loud.
Oh, well, that would have irked me even more, wouldn't it?
This canister can only be used on intimate areas.
Anyway, that's the rant that I had this week.
Okay, well,
keep it at home.
Yeah.
Keep your medication at home and your leaflets at home.
Yeah.
Take them in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, news.
Yes.
So, Drag Race star Chandler has been accused of multiple sexual assaults. An investigation by Rolling Stone has found this week. I got to say, Rolling Stone are bringing it with the scandal, aren't they? First it was the Queer Eye scandal, and now it's Chandler.
Yeah.
But I don't like this. I like to think that this is a load of old bollocks because I love Chandler, but yeah, it's bad. So yeah, 4 people have claimed that Darius Jeffrey Pierce, aka Chandler, had sexually assaulted them or attempted to have sex with them while they were too drunk or too drunk to consent. An investigation by Rolling Stone has found. A 5th person has claimed that Pierce had attempted anal penetration despite rejecting his advances. Pierce, it's important to note that Pierce has adamantly denied all the allegations, describing them as false and unsupported by any evidence or reliable witness testimony.
Wow.
Ooh, quite a scandal for RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's really scandalous.
Yeah, quite an iconic queen as well.
Well, yeah, one of the most famous.
Well,
arguably.
Yeah, been in Oscar-winning films and.
Has she?
Yeah, she's in Star Is Born.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's an Oscar-winning
Okay.
film.
Yeah, I think probably.
Award-winning
film.
I'm sure it was. It was definitely Oscar-nominated, but I'm sure it won.
Yeah.
We'll fact check that after.
Okay, I didn't know she was in that.
Yeah, she was in that. She's been in her own TV shows.
Yeah.
In her right mind, and she's been on RuPaul's Drag Race probably the most out of any queen. So yeah, I don't like this. This makes me very sad to hear.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they are just allegations, and they.
Yeah, but we must take it seriously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, absolutely.
If it is true, in which case my heart goes out to the victims. However, this is sad because she's such a lovely, presents herself as such a lovely human being. So I'm sad to hear that this might be allegedly true, but let's just say until, let's let the justice system deal with it. And the evidence
absolutely.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Very sad to hear that might be the case because she is one of my favourite drag queens. My rabbit is named after her. Might have to rename the rabbit now then. Don't want the rabbit,
exactly.
Going down there every morning and looking at
Me
a
Too.
predator in the corner of the kitchen.
Don't want a rabbit Me Too to do.
Oh, don't. Poor Shandy downstairs. Oh, anyway.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so sad. Ireland's Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar, that's how you say it, thank you, has announced that he's stepping down from his position and resigns as the party leader. So he's the youngest and first out gay leader of the country, and announced it was a decision at a press conference in Dublin, saying leading the country was the most fulfilling time of his life. I'm pretty certain there's been a few other fulfilling times of his life.
Even though he's had a very sheltered life.
Aside from leading Ireland, I'm sure he's had plenty of other moments.
Well, Leo, if you want to come onto our podcast after you've finished in office, you're more than welcome to join us.
Don't get political though. This isn't a political.
We want to hear your filth stories.
Yeah, we want to hear what you got up to. We want to hear what filth they had on you as to why you had to leave. That's probably what it is, isn't it? Probably some scandal.
What do they call?
I just love. It's his first openly gay. It's very nice, and I've just turned it into filth and scandal. Again, no facts there, just me speculating.
Yes, we cannot confirm or deny whether the former...
Taking a gulp. All this filth is getting me thirsty.
Well, let's hope we still have Justin Trudeau for a few more years.
Oh, he's
I know he's not
off
gay,
him
but...
a bit, to be honest.
Oh, what?
It ain't all that.
Okay.
Anyway, keeping with Drag Race. Drag Race star Willem has slammed Michelle Visage's new appointment role of Drag Race Down Under host. To that, Willem had typical reply saying, "I don't understand why a drag ally is the host of a drag show." She said, "I don't get it. This is like someone who enjoys painting hosting an art competition and they're not a painter." I think Willem should shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
She's been nothing but trouble ever since she's been on Drag Race. This bitch broke all the rules when she was on there, got booted off the show, and has had some kind of grudge with Drag Race ever since. Shut the fuck up.
And still thinks that people want to listen to her opinion of anything to do with Drag Race.
But also, why does a drag queen have to host it? Why can't it be an ally?
Yeah, completely. Hey, of all the people that RuPaul's worked with over the years, Michelle Visage has been the biggest contributor to his...
Why can't it be an ally? Why can't we have allies supporting us now? Why does it have to be someone necessarily direct within the community? Why can't it be an ally? I'm just going to adjust my mic.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Exactly. I think whoever they chose, it was always going to be controversial. Someone would have spoken out about it. Someone wouldn't have liked it. Someone would have kicked off.
Well, no one's giving this little slag airtime anymore anyway. So moving swiftly on to some quite sad news this week. The Princess of Wales and her cancer diagnosis. This is a hard one to read. The Princess of Wales has bravely revealed that she's been diagnosed with a form of cancer and is in the early stages of receiving treatment. I have no words for this.
Yeah,
it's
very
awful.
Sad and shocking news, not only for the public, but most obviously for her family.
Yeah. We scrapped a whole episode, didn't we, because of this news. So this is a new episode, which, again, we don't really plan much. We don't really we never rehearse anything, but we did scrap the whole of the episode because of this news. So this is a completely different episode.
Indeed.
Which we thought was only fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and right. Yeah, for the future Queen of England.
Yeah. So and also shame on the people that have been trashing her through the media. Shame on the celebrities, in particular, one slag in particular that I commented on. Loads of people liked. I won't say her name because I can't bothered. She's a little trash bag though.
Just, I think, because people disappear from the public eye, it doesn't give you free rein to write whatever you want about them, where they are, where they could be, or could be happening. I just think this is a perfect example of many cases where this has happened in the past. So people can eat some fucking humble pie now. Terrible
news for everyone in the UK and around the world, because she is our future queen and she is a queen in her own right already. So we hope that she gets well.
Yeah.
And fuck the media.
Absolutely.
Fuck the British media and fuck the world's media for dragging you through the mud for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Now they're all ashamed.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to something a little bit more lighter on that note. I can't.
This has already started off well.
Yeah, so a woman rings into a funeral by Zoom while shaving her vagina, which is broadcast to the whole church and mourners joined online.
Oh, a camera was on.
You know her camera was on. So this woman was meant to be part of a funeral. It's one of those modern funerals, I suppose, where you can join on Zoom or you can join in person. So she joined via Zoom, but didn't realise her camera was on and was beamed to the whole church and everyone that's joined online of her in the shower shaving her fanny. Now, I've seen the video. We've seen the video.
We have seen the video.
The uncensored one as well. She's probably like shaving her beaver, isn't she? In front, the camera is there. Like I felt so bad for her.
I'd like to say it's an easy mistake to make, but if it's a funeral or a work meeting, don't take the chance. Don't be
I don't even think I can compare it a work meeting or a funeral. This is just the most horrifying that you can get.
Yeah.
Anyway, the people within the funeral I assume this is a WhatsApp group, and some WhatsApps have been leaked following her appearance, shall we say. Just read a couple of answers. People could zoom in and be on the live screen, and some bird logged on and didn't realise her camera was on, in the shower shaving her pubes, live to the funeral. Serious, on the big screen, and then turned up to the wake with no idea what happened. So there was a live stream for some lady's funeral, and some bird was in the shower shaving her muff. Stoney filmed it and now it's gone viral. She rocked up at the wake 10 minutes later crying her eyes out.
Oh, so she must have found out then before she got there. Someone must have messaged her. But how do you
I don't think so. I reckon she rocked up at the wake. She rocked up at the wake and then was told, because you don't rock up the wake and then 10 minutes later you cry your eyes out.
Yeah.
Well, the Daily Mail covered this as well.
Okay.
So we've got a clip from the Daily Mail.
Okay.
So let's play the Daily Mail, but you've got to feel sorry for this bird.
Oh, completely.
So here is the Daily Mail covering a new story of Hayley shaving her muff.
This mother joined a live-streamed funeral on Zoom naked while she was having a shower. The only problem, she didn't realise her camera was on and the church full of mourners could see everything on a TV. The 48-year-old rocked up at the wake afterwards, completely unaware of what had happened. 10 minutes later, she was seen crying her eyes out.
You gotta feel fucking sorry for her, right?
Yeah, as well.
Oh my god! Imagine going on to a funeral. Imagine if it was like your cousin's funeral or something, and you're on there shaving your fucking muff.
One of your parents or something. Can you imagine? Hopefully, it must be a slightly distant relative. Otherwise, they would have been in person, I suppose. But
you just see her titties bouncing up and down while she's in the shower, lifting her fucking leg up, shaving her muff.
The other thing I'm thinking about is do you think she thought she was going to get some?
I don't know why she felt the need. This is the thing. Why did she feel the need to shave her vagina before she went to the wake? Maybe she thought there was a lot of vulnerable men there.
Every gathering's an opportunity to hit on someone,
She thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just trim down there and make it all clean. Because there must be some drunk, vulnerable men at this funeral. Again, we're turning this into a predatory, aren't we? So she might have just been taking care of herself.
Just because that woman's dead, it doesn't mean my sex life should be.
Did you see her titties? As she walked up towards the camera.
Oh, yeah.
She had quite a hairy muff though, didn't she? I mean, it was probably overdue.
I mean, thankfully, I don't know, maybe they did the video we saw wasn't blurred, but it wasn't very clear.
You could see full on bush.
You could see full on bush.
It was like a 70s bush as well. It was like, yeah, well, poor her. I feel bad ridiculing her, but you got to. This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
This sort of shit this sort of shit happens, and I'm not you can't make this shit up, but it has happened to me. I haven't been shaving my muff in the shower, but I have had a few mishaps on Zoom.
Yes, you said.
Where I've fallen over and exposed my arse. So we all learn from our mistakes.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. But that has got to be quite literally the mother of all mishaps.
Well, in honour of Hayley's muff memorial, shall we say? Let's throw it out there and listen to some stories.
Okay,
we'll read some stories out of people's truly embarrassing being caught moments, and we'll make fun of some people. But before we do that, have you ever been caught in an embarrassing situation like that? Doesn't have to be shaving your muff.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I don't know, normally I think, obviously it's only, those video call things for me have only ever been since the pandemic. And I think it's probably true for most people.
It's not got to be video.
I guess you could do it on
This episode isn't about just videos. I'm just saying, in honour of Hayley's muff video, we'll talk about some embarrassing being caught stories. It could be anything.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
I have.
Probably been called by parents a couple of times, but haven't we all?
I've been caught plenty of times.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I said it in a few. It might have been in the early episodes. To be honest, I forget what I fucking say. I was caught once. I'm sure I've said this already, but I was in the park after a family party, and I was walking home, and I sat on the bench with my partner at the time, and let's just say we engaged in some fun. And I was sitting on the bench. Let's just say with my hands behind my head, taking in the surroundings, and a group of people, and I still don't know to this day whether they were part of the party or whether they were just walking past.
Okay.
But they were dressed up like they were at a fucking party, and it was all a bit of a blur, and I can't remember even their faces, but they walked straight past whilst I was in the act of being naughty.
Right, okay.
So it does, it does
It can happen a lot, yeah. It can happen a lot. Yeah, no, I'm too much of a good boy to have been.
Oh, piss off. Piss off. In honour of Hayley's embarrassing muff memorial.
Here's to Hayley.
Whatever you want to call it. Here's to Hayley. Yeah, firstly, we think you're a fucking legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sort of shit I'm impressed by.
It's also the best thing I've seen since that poor woman who was being helped through the window by her sister.
Oh, the one with titties and that.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to... I don't know why I thought you were going to talk about cat. Remember Cat Bin Lady?
Oh, yeah.
Where she put the cat in the bin?
Yeah, she was
I thought you were going to
slag.
talk about her.
No, she was a trash
Oh,
bag.
the lady... Where she... Yeah, I love that video.
Had her norks out.
I love that video where she's trying to climb in and her titties all fall out. Oh shit! That should have been one I put in here. I didn't think of that one.
I think we covered that one a few
did
episodes
we?
ago.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good,
So
good.
yeah, we did.
At least we've covered her.
We
That's what matters.
More than her top did.
Big old titties rubbing on the window. Oh my god. Anyway, let's dive straight into some of the stories. So this person says it's my first older woman experience.
Okay.
She was a hostess at work and had the hots for me. We'd been hooking up for a while and decided to fuck behind the restaurant after a night shift. I really don't recommend having sex on cement stairs at midnight. Anyway, a few days later, the general manager of the restaurant approached me whilst covering the dishwasher, said he wanted to talk in my office. So the general manager said, so, something has been brought to my attention and I really don't want to talk about this. I said, I know exactly what you're talking about, I can assure you it will never happen again. And he said, make sure it doesn't. The cameras have infrared, so the team just think it was a prostitute and her man, but I recognised it was you
God.
two, and I've kept it to myself, but please ensure this doesn't happen again. Oh, God, imagine being called by your boss.
That must be awful. He's seen it all then,
Swinging
hasn't
his
he?
beans up his the hostess as well. Fucking hell.
But also, I don't know, what was this comment about? We just thought it was a prostitute.
Well, I suppose if it's around the back alley of a restaurant,
I suppose
you don't
so.
expect it to be your fucking workers, do
I
you?
suppose so, yeah.
That's what he probably meant.
Yeah. Oh, these cameras nowadays are everywhere.
Infrared, I bet. I'd be interested to see that. I bet one part was like,
Starts changing colour because of
like police helicopters when it's red. I bet it was one part.
starts blue, goes red.
Oh God. Well, at least it was infrared, and you weren't like on CCTV, full on railing the hostess.
Exactly, yeah.
At least it's infrared.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I don't know, would that detect faces? I would have thought you'd see... Oh, they clearly must have seen faces because I knew who it was.
Well, that's what's more concerning. That's what's more concerning, that the boss said it was just infrared, but I recognised you too. How? I've seen that dick before when we've been in the urinals. You know.
God, you never know. You never know who's looking, eh?
God. Oh, this next one. Must I admit, we say this every week, these stories always end up sexual. Now, for some reason, people seem to like it. People seem to like these stories.
Yeah.
We're never going to tell a story on this podcast that doesn't turn sexual.
I'm sure not.
Because that's this podcast.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
A pre-warning, these next however long this is, next half hour is bound to be sexual, let's say that. Anyway, this one... anonymous. Probably a lot of these are going to be anonymous. It only happened to me once, but when I was 22 and I was living by myself in one half of the flat behind the house. Oh, I lived in one half of the flat behind the house where the rest of the family lived, so I'm assuming this is a duplex.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Our back door was only separated by some stairs and a small landing. So when we all came and went to my place through the back door, so one night I forgot to lock the back door, and me and my girlfriend at the time were drunk and full on doing it in the living room couch when I hear the back door open. They were old houses and the back door was old wood, so sometimes it got stuck, so you had to pull really hard to open it. And I just thought, oh shit. And my brother walked in, turned the light on, and I just tried to cover my girlfriend and as best I could while still inside her. And I just shouted, don't look at my naked girlfriend. My brother just turns the light off and walked out. I heard the back door open and slam and we kept going. Luckily my girlfriend thought the reaction was funny, it didn't kill the mood. If that is their response, if that's all that happened, you got off pretty lightly, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you got off pretty lightly. Yeah, exactly.
Then I would say,
yeah.
Don't look at my naked girlfriend. It's a bit late, babes. He's just seeing you railing it, do you know what I mean?
It's a bit like that story we had the other week about in the middle of kind of coming, he waved at the girls.
Yeah.
Let's hope this brother was a bit older.
Yeah. God. Yeah, because that brings a whole new tone to the story. Let's assume that he's older.
Fun for
Anyway,
all
this
the
next
family.
one, their name is I Eat Buttholes. I'm assuming that's not a biological name.
I Eat his famous name in Wales.
This one says, I've always liked big girls, and in college, I was getting it on with my girlfriend. She was sitting on her dressing table with her legs wrapped around me. Our tongues were awkwardly trying to find each other. She lifts up a little and takes her pants off, and I pull my pants off. I was in the moment and hooked my arms under her legs and lifted her off the dresser to give her a fucking of a lifetime. As soon as I rotated away from the dresser, my knees buckled and I full-on body slammed this girl. Her little brother was watching cartoons downstairs and we hear him sprinting up the stairs to her room. He barges in just as I'm trying to pull up all of our plants while half naked, his sister gasping for air from my 10 out of 10 executed wrestling ring. Now, we need to talk about this. Now, I respect that he likes big girls, that's great.
Yeah.
But putting your arms under a girl, like a big girl or a big guy, to do your wrestling moves with someone downstairs probably isn't the right thing to
I
do.
would agree, yeah. I mean, we all get caught up in the heat of the moment and forget where we are.
I would personally just stick to the bed for that one.
Yeah.
If you want to get a little bit frisky, do it when no one's in the room or no one's in the house. But
yeah. And not near any hard surfaces either. In the off chance you do body slam them into the floor.
fucking hell.
Well, certainly that would probably be sex that girl will never forget. Probably put her in traction.
This isn't the same thing, but this really, like my friend once. I don't talk to these people anymore anyway, so I don't care about sharing it.
Okay, let's go for it.
God, it's making me laugh thinking about it. We was at a drag show. And she was. I can't finish the story. I can't. We was at a drag show in Brighton years ago, and my friend was a very larger lady.
Okay.
God, people are not going to listen to this. Anyway, let me try and get myself together. So we was at this drag show, and we was all sitting in the audience, and it was a really like packed audience, and the drag queen came over to my friend. She came over to my friend, and she tried to straddle my friend in front of the audience, and the chair gave way.
Oh, God.
So my friend fell to the floor, and the drag queen was on top of her, and the drag queen's dress went over her head and covered her head and my friend's head. I can't, I had to leave.
Oh my God.
I had to leave. That must have happened about 12 years ago, and it's reduced me to tears. Oh, God, that was such a funny night. That was such a funny fucking night.
Oh, God.
My friend didn't find it funny, but
No,
I found it fucking
I'm sure the drag queen didn't either, because it probably kind of quite made it difficult, made her house set.
I can't even. Well, there was two drag queens that night. It was fucking funny. Oh my God, I can't. Anyway, let's move on because I'm not going to have to breathe for the rest of the episode. So the next one says, I'm a lesbian and I started dating this girl who was not yet out to anyone as a lesbian. I regularly visited her at her family home as her friend. I spent Christmas Eve with her and her family, and as it came to bedtime, we said that we were going to go watch a movie in her room. Around 11:30 p.m, her dad decides to do a one knock and enter. He walks in before we had a chance to say don't come in, and I look up as I'm in between this girl's fires, eating her out, and make direct eye contact with her dad. I froze and just continued to stare at him in shock. He stared for what I felt like a fucking minute. Eventually, he said something like, okay, good night, and left and shut the door. Safe to say it was an awkward as fuck Christmas day for her. I've never returned back to the house.
God.
Imagine that going like, not even like being out to your parents, going up to watch a movie, and then the dad comes up and sees his daughter being eaten out by a friend.
Oh my Lord.
Well, that's one hell of a coming out story.
That is one hell of a coming out story.
I like it. Oh God.
I don't know. I mean, again, doing it in your parents' house is always brave because there is always a risk that you get caught.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing being caught having sex, but to see your daughter's muff being eaten out, that's probably not the sort of thing you want to see on Christmas Eve.
No, probably not.
Given it being a holy holiday and
Oh,
all.
indeed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't need another immaculate conception.
Alright, so I was keeping on the subject of licking people out. This is another one. This time it's the mother. So I had a mum walk in while my face was neatly tucked between her daughter's thighs. That was slightly embarrassing. We were alone when it started. This was in college. But what was more embarrassing was when a different mother walked in and her daughter was giving me a birthday blowjob. I'm assuming this is a different girl. I don't know why this one was more embarrassing. I guess because I saw the shock on the mother's face and then the utter disgust as her eyes met mine. I felt ashamed and scared at the same time. I had to flee quickly from that one. Even had another one almost caught by a father who came home sick. I ran and slid under the bed and hid until he went and laid on the couch, which was eye shot from where I was laying. When I heard him snore, I snuck out. This person needs to fucking rent a hotel. Because if that's happened nearly 3 times to you,
I know, yeah. Get caught once. I mean, I guess at least it is different parents catching you from different girls or boys, whoever. But oh my god, yeah, just cut your odds. Don't do it in those places.
God, it's poor parents that had to see their kids being eaten out.
But if you have to walk past them again afterwards, like, you just want the world to swallow you up, don't you?
That's what she needs.
Well, that's
been enough swallowing in that household. There's been enough swallowing
in that household too. Yeah, that's very true. God. That's very true.
Next one. This is a girl, and she said, "My mum had my son and took him fishing one day. My boyfriend and I were getting down, and apparently my mum brought my son back to the house to grab something and unlock the front door. Brackets, she had a key, and let him in. While my legs are up in the air on my boyfriend's shoulders and he's taking me to Pound Town, I hear my boyfriend say, 'Kid, kid, kid, there's a kid.' He couldn't get any other words out. My son turned around and walked back outside, and then I cried for 3 hours in embarrassment. I think I may have scarred my child for life." The kid probably didn't even know what was going on.
No, but did it say how old that child was?
No, it just says my son. But if it's been taken fishing, I'm assuming he's quite young.
Yeah.
Kid, and also that the boyfriend said, kid, there's a kid.
Yeah,
that kind of tells me that he's young.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that one's innocent, but it's really, it's not bad, but it is bad at the same time. You fucking, your kid comes home to see you getting railed. You know what's bad about that is the kid's going to think nothing of it until sex education a few years later, and he's going to be like, "Now I know what my mum." Now watch the penny drop.
Yeah.
Watch the penny drop.
I don't know why. I mean, it's totally different, but like, it's not kids, obviously. But my an ex thing of mine.
Why you say thing?
Well, it was only one off. But I obviously spent the whole night there. But I remember before going to bed, we had sex and it was good. But then afterwards, we rolled away and the dog
rolled away.
The dog was there.
Oh, that's that. You know what? That really embarrasses me when pets.
Yeah. And I know it's different because it's not.
I'm like, stop looking at me naked, dog.
Exactly. You just don't know the whole idea.
I don't even like getting changed in front of my dog. If I like getting out of the shower and I'm getting clothes and like the dog's there, I'm like, oh no, stop looking. Bearing in mind, I see the dog licking his bollocks.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyone? I know people get off on people being watched, but I don't.
Well, I don't mind like the whole voyeurism / dogging. Is that where it comes? No, it can't. Where it comes from.
No, I don't think so.
God. I think there's a big difference between getting off of someone watching you and getting off with your dog watching you.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Remember that? Oh God, do you remember that story on Luana where it was ages ago? You know what's funny? I can remember their fucking stories, but I can't remember our own podcast.
Maybe they do the same with us.
They're definitely not doing the same with us. But there was a story where the mum took her pants off, her knickers off, and she'd had a really busy day, so her knickers stunk a little bit, and the dog used to lick it.
Oh yeah.
And then the mother's get off a little bit, and she used to wear her knickers and make sure they really stunk to give them to the dog at the end of the day, and she used to get that bit of satisfaction, and she was like, "Mummy's done that for you." I'm like, if my dog,
poor dog,
picked up my underwear and started licking it or sniffing it, I'd be like, "Stop!"
Yeah, no, that's...
But she actively wanted her knickers to stink, so the dog.
That's horrible. That
could
poor
lick
dog.
it up.
That's abuse.
The dog liked it. Yeah,
yeah, that's abuse. I'd say that's animal abuse.
Oh, God. Must stunk.
Leave your stanky ass panties to yourself.
Keep your stanky ass panties to yourself. Next one. I was banging my girlfriend. Lovely start.
Okay.
We were at her house and her mum came upstairs. Mid-missionary. I was about to come in her. When her mum came into the room, I yanked the blanket over us and pretended we were cuddling. I came right in that moment and snorted my girlfriend full. What does that mean? I came right at that moment and snorted my girlfriend full. Oh, I get it. He filled her up. Her mum came on the bed, sitting there talking to her for 5 minutes. When she walked out, she said that she didn't have to pretend to hug her. She would enjoy the moment. I think I read that wrong. Fucking hell.
Jeez Louise.
The mum said you didn't have to pretend to hug her. You could enjoy the moment. Well, that's disturbing,
that's
though,
really
if
weird.
you fucking realise, then why did you stay there for 5 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just leave them to it. Come back in 5.
This one, I briefly read this next one, and this is one of my favourites.
Okay, let's try this one. Go on then.
It says, one of the first and worst moments of my life was when my future mother-in-law walked in on her daughter giving me a blowjob. My then girlfriend immediately stopped and looked up in surprise. Unfortunately, the combination of surprise and sensation of pulling it out of her mouth was enough to push me over the edge, and I couldn't help but come hard. Oh. My girlfriend, with her head turned towards the doorway, feels a splash on the side of her head. Looks back down in confusion, only to catch another splurt in the face. So she tries to shield herself from the onslaught by covering my cock with her hand, only to end up fumbling and causing the last few shots to go all over the face.
Oh, God.
And he's named that story. Her mum walked in and I just couldn't stop ejaculating. And you just imagine it, couldn't you? Like, splash, splash, and she's trying to she's trying to put her hand
put a cork in the
to
tip.
stop it. It's just going all over that.
God, that's the worst timing.
That's my favourite one.
That is my favourite one. Oh God, I want to know what the mother said. What did she do? Was she stood? Maybe she was stood there staring, looking at the fire extinguisher going off.
God, that'd be embarrassing though, wouldn't you? The poor daughter. Like, first she gets a shot in the face, then she gets a shot like directly in the face, then she puts her hand on the dick to stop it, and it's going all through the fingers.
Like a sieve.
It's like when you try and stop, like a bottle of beer hits
the
floor.
Yeah, exactly.
God, that's fucking funny as
God.
fuck. Next one. I'm a male. I was 18 at the time. My best friend, let's call him Kevin, was over, and we used to fuck like crazy whenever one of us spent the night at the other's house. It was our big secret that we would never tell anyone. On Saturday morning, we both woke up and were at my house alone. Well, that means it was time to get to business and we can be as loud as we wanted. We start doing the deed and get into it. My mum makes it home and heard the noises from my room. She opened the door and caught us in the act as he was pounding into me doggy style. Oh, that's how she found out I was gay. Good times. Again, what a great way to come out. It can't get much worse.
No awkward conversation, just an awkward image.
Not only the day she found out you were gay, but the day she found out you were a massive bottom. See? 2 for 1. 2 for 1. Now that awkward conversation with your parents where one of them goes, which one's the lady? Now they know. See?
There we go, exactly, yeah. What does it feel like in the arse, Kevin?
Oh, God. I love the way that he's called him Kevin. To try and shield his anonymity. No one knows. Oh, God, the next one. Was young and in love, but not old enough to feel comfortable buying condoms. We decided that a plastic wrapper was good enough. Bad idea, it does not work. As I'm pulling out a plastic wrapper out of her little sister's arse, walks in the little sister. How do you explain that one? Fucking hell. So he fucked her in the arse using a plastic wrapper to try and use it as a condom.
Oh my God.
It got stuck in there, and then he's pulling it out as the girl walks in.
Oh my God. No, that's not okay. This goes back to the cloth condom idea we came up with a few episodes ago. No, putting a used Mars bar wrapper over your dick does not constitute a condom.
I've got to call bullshit on this one, because unless these people are really fucking stupid, how would anyone think just putting a plastic wrapper on would do the trick anyway? Like,
I mean, if you're young, I guess it's basically in a young person's eyes, I guess they see it as just a plastic sheet anyway. It's not plastic. It's
disgusting. That how do you explain that? How the fuck do you explain you pulling out a plastic wrapper from the sister's arsehole?
That's disgusting. And let's hope that kid didn't find that wrapper and think it was leftover bits of Mars bar over
a bit of Milky Way.
Disgusting.
God.
Oh no.
Had a little bit of cum there, a little bit of discharge.
No,
Nice little milky surprise.
Yeah, that's not a peanut in a Snickers.
Obviously not to put me off chocolate. Next one, this was from David. Masturbating in my mum's living room. Masturbating in my mother's living room to National Geographic. She walked in and saw me and immediately fell to the floor and hurt herself, so much so that she had to be admitted to hospital. My friends thought it was hilarious and it turned into a 4-way competition to see who could go the longest and remain the master of their domain. I lost. Oh, why were you masturbating to National Geographic?
Well, my question then would be, obviously National Geographic has multiple types of programming. Is it animals fucking?
That's what I automatically think of.
Or is it to do with like indigenous tribes in small nations? Because again, remember, there's some places where they, have their tits out.
Remember that Red Bull advert? The cartoon where she always had little tits out?
Yeah.
That was based on like a tribe.
So I question whether this guy was wanking off to some weird tribal women, or if it was generally two hippos fucking.
Just go to porn. Well, it could be that as well. Seen plenty of those on Pornhub.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know, like, that poor mum. And what makes it worse is, how does she explain that to the fucking doctor? How did you fall over? Watch my son wanking off to an elephant. Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
This next one. So, I wasn't caught in the act itself, but my family was coming home from dinner. Me, my parents, and my brother, who was 20 at the time. When my brother showed me some random funny photo he had saved on his phone, my mum, hearing us laughing, asked to see what it was, and which was so funny. She looked at the photo, laughed, then accidentally swiped right to the next photo. All you can hear is the car go dead silent as my brother, who's the only other one who saw what picture it was she swiped to, quickly grabbed my phone, saying nothing, and it turns out it was a picture of my hard dick. Fucking hell. That's not that bad.
Oh, yeah, but if it's your mother...
I mean, the last thing you want to see when you're looking at your son's phone is a picture of his hard cock.
That's why you don't keep them in your camera roll. Don't keep them in your camera roll.
Where'd you put the fucking camera's pictures then?
Well, I don't know. If you have to send one, delete them, surely?
Listen, alright, in that case, I better block out the whole day tomorrow to delete my camera roll.
Oh, dear.
Now, this next one, I've got to do a disclaimer on this one. Now, this is a story that's been sent in or has been shared,
okay.
But I just give a little trigger warning here. This one is quite controversial.
Okay.
God, why do we do this to ourselves? I don't know whether we'll cut this out yet or not, but I'm going to go with it.
Okay, let's see.
So, this person says, having sex with my wife at her mum's house during a party. She's on top, our junk is facing the door, we're about 3 feet away. A special needs relative, I'll call her Amy, who is about 30, but with the mind of a 5-year-old, opens the door to show us her drawing. My wife jumps off me, I sit up fully erect and yell, "Go away!" It sounded mean, but it was really just due to me panicking and fear. Amy looked terrified and just stares at me for about 3 seconds before slamming the door and running away. I realised I didn't even try to cover up. I just sat there butt naked with a hard on while staring at Amy. We'll keep this one in because this is just a mortifying story.
Yeah. Oh,
So it's not the sort of thing that you ever want to happen to you, but I gotta feel sorry for this guy.
I do, yeah.
Like in the heat of the moment, he's just shouted, "Go away!"
I think that's the best thing he could have said. Like, I think it's the best thing he could have said.
Oh, see, now that was the reason why I had to pre-warn everyone that one was a little bit mortifying. It was a little bit.
Oh dear.
It was a little bit near the mark, but Yeah, so don't get drunk at family parties then.
No, I mean, I know people like that element of being caught and stuff, but not by
well, anyone in your
anyone
family,
in your
really,
family.
but
Yeah,
not someone, bless them, with a mental
yeah,
disability.
exactly. Yeah.
How do you explain that at the wedding?
I hope Amy went around the whole house telling everyone what she's.
So do I. I hope Amy did as well. Proper fucking humiliating. Anyway, the next one. I was in my horny teenage phase and I had this massive teddy gorilla that had a hole in the back.
Oh, God.
Because of my age. One night I thought, I'm gonna fuck that gorilla. My mum walked in on me in the middle of the night, turned on the light, and for God knows what reason, caught me with my boxers down, missionary fucking the gorilla. She even had the balls to ask what I was doing. Can't you just get a flashlight?
I don't know how long a flashlight. It depends how old this kid is. I remember...
Well, he's in his horny teenage phase,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming 15, 16.
I
Obviously
remember...
he's old enough now to tell the story. But...
I remember a kid at my school, because I went to a boarding school, and there was a kid at school who basically had a Teddy Ruxpin doll that he...
What's that?
Do you remember Teddy Ruxpin? Probably before your time.
I'm a bit young for
it was a
that,
cartoon character, but it was a cuddly bear that he cut a little slit in. And I was just like, what are you thinking? Why have you got that? That's disgusting.
That surely can't feel nice.
No, it can't do.
No, but this one, like, I imagine this stuffed gorilla was like teddy bear stuffing.
Yeah.
It's not going to be nice on the penis. Fair enough. I mean, a simple wank probably would have done the
I think,
trick.
just stick to the hand, mate. Stick to the hand.
Next one. So one night, my roommate went out to a bar and she was bar hopping, so I decided I'd invite a female friend over. We ended up on the couch, drinking wine, watching YouTube videos. Sounds like my sort of night. One thing led to another and we started fucking right there on the couch. Right as we're about to come, I hear the front door unlock. It's 3 a.m. and my roommate is drunkenly getting home. Now I'm so close, I'm sure... as fuck, I'm not going to stop, so I keep going. My roommate walks in to see me fucking a girl in the arse, doggy on the couch, right as I'm violently coming in her arse. Oh, that sounds horrible!
Well, you know, live with housemates.
Why did he have to use the word violently? Fucking hell. Right as I'm violently coming into her arse. That's such a horrible way to put it.
Well, sometimes that happens, I suppose.
I would never use that word. That's a thing. Oh god, next one. A little while ago I was experimenting with some water sports. I love this person's writing brackets pee porn on my phone at night. My parents were downstairs watching a loud movie, so I knew I was safe. When watching the video, I hit the wrong button and I accidentally cast it to the TV downstairs while my parents were watching. They still mention it years later.
Oh god.
Yeah, trying to explain that to your parents. Why was you watching pictures of that girl being pissed on? Oh, that's an easy mistake to make. That's an easy mistake, especially nowadays.
Yeah, in this current age,
especially nowadays where you've got all these smart TVs.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Such an easy
yeah,
mistake to make.
Yeah.
The only bit of advice I'd give to that is turn your fucking Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Turn your fucking Wi-Fi off because you cannot cast.
Especially the one in the main room. If it's in the living room, turn it off.
If you've got your, if you turn your Wi-Fi off, I know this from experience. Not because I've been casting stuff to the TV.
Oh yeah, what have you been
it's like when I've wanted to cast stuff to the TV and it says like, please turn Wi-Fi on. Right?
Yeah.
So that's my bit of advice. If you're going to watch some golden showers, turn your fucking Wi-Fi off.
There we go. Listen to us all.
Next one. So when puberty hit, eczema came along for the ride in a really major way. Obviously that shit is itchy as fuck, but scratching only makes it worse. My parents spent a fair amount on money on specialist creams and treatments, but I would still scratch almost compulsively, which made my dad pretty angry because I was ignoring the stern orders of multiple dermatologists. One night, after I've gone to bed, I'm sitting there scratching my leg really vigorously and my dad walks in unannounced, and for some reason or other, not wanting to get in trouble, I stopped immediately and he turns around without a word and walks out. He comes back a few minutes later with a box of tissues and says, "You might need these," and walked out again. He thought she was playing with a fanny, but she was just scratching her eczema. Oh, that poor girl. She was just scared that she would really get told off for scratching her eczema, but really he thought she was flicking her bean.
Oh, good responsible dad. Well done, responsible
Get
dad.
her some tissues. Oh god, that's a horrible one.
At least he didn't go back in and get the wife or mother's dildo out of the closet. You might want this, love.
Gosh. So this is the last story.
Okay.
It's full of fanny lickers in this one, isn't it? I got caught going down on my ex by her mum. Then when I finally gathered the courage to face her mum at dinner that night, she said, "You still hungry? I thought you already ate."
Yes.
She was one of those smoke a spliff with her daughter kind of mums. Now, yes to her. Yes to her.
I agree to that, yeah.
Are you hungry? I thought you already ate. I love that.
That's a great comeback. And also, that's probably what you want to hear, because you want to kind of diffuse the situation.
That would totally break the ice.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's what sort of parent I'd be.
Yeah.
What I will be. I say this now, I won't.
No, exactly, me then. Scurfing them up.
Oh, but that does give me life.
Yes.
That does give me life.
Good,
so,
good.
yeah. All those stories were incredibly sexual. But, Hayley, after listening to those, your muff story probably still is the worst.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I do think you win the award.
These people have been caught by parents, future in-laws, young siblings, and mentally disabled family members, but yet you still give your muff to the whole of the funeral.
Yeah, and certainly not in front of a priest.
Yeah, so sorry, Hayley. I do think that...
Round of applause.
I do think that this one, your one, takes the biscuit as being the best.
Yeah. And I think well deserved being in the national spotlight as well, because that can't be easy.
It's gone wild as well. It's all over social media.
Well, so was a bush.
That's what I mean. Oh yeah, wild bush.
She had to save it before she went to that
She can't
week.
even go on like Twitter or X. Whatever.
I know.
That's how I saw it.
Good old X.
I don't know how it came. I don't know how it shared somewhere on something I was watching, and then I thought there was a lot of blurry videos, and I thought, somebody has to have shared the uncut one, because I don't like blurry videos. I want to see full on. I want to see it.
Show us all.
Yeah.
Show all. Tell all.
I told you before we started recording, we should have got her on, shouldn't we?
Maybe we'll try and find her for next week and get her to do a little
send her the
audio
link to this
clip.
episode. We did a whole episode about your vag. We listened to people's stories, most cringe-worthy, embarrassing stories, and yours still was the best.
It certainly was. It certainly was. Well done, Hayley.
There's a few other stories that have hit the headlines. One of them being a landlord in a particularly exposed situation. So this was in America.
Okay.
And this is a landlord getting up to no good and being caught on camera.
Okay.
So let's run the clip.
Let's hear it.
The landlord in Colorado Springs is in trouble with the law over what he was caught doing in a tenant's apartment. This is bizarre. Police say Carlos Quijado used the tenant's bed to have sex, and cameras in the apartment caught him in the act. The camera then sent a notification to the tenant, Logan Pierce's phone. He immediately called his wife and then called 911 to alert police.
I opened up the camera and kind of had to quit the program and restart it again, because I didn't really believe what I saw. I guess the first thing that went through my mind was complete and utter disbelief.
Well, to make things worse here, Pierce says the landlord used his wife's wedding dress to clean up the mess. He now faces felony trespassing and misdemeanor obscenity.
Use the wife's dress. The wife's wedding dress is a cum rag. Fucking hell!
I mean, that's the ultimate ending to that story, isn't it?
You'd want a discount on your rent for the next couple of years, wouldn't you? You'd have to look at that fucking dress every day. No, I think that's got my landlord's cum on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just the word. What? Surely that wasn't the first thing to grab hold of to clean up. Surely.
Surely you could have just used the bedspread. But I get it's your housemate, but you're renting it out. You're renting it out. You can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Imagine.
I hope he didn't have to pay for full deep clean of that place after he moved out.
I would literally have to make him pay for my dress to be dry cleaned. For new bedding. In fact, I would go as far, being the petty bastard that I am, I'd make a new bed, I'd make him buy a new bed, and then I would ask for discount on my rent.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's disgusting.
Cheeky fucking
bastard. That's disgusting.
I've seen the video to this.
Have you?
You don't really see anything because it's a news story, but you see you see him get on the bed with her, and you see him go to start to do it, and it's blurred out. But fucking hell, that's fucking naughty. That is.
Why? I don't understand why he was. I guess was he married? He was married, was he?
Who?
The landlord. Why didn't he go to his own place?
I don't know. Maybe he's got a kink. Maybe he likes to do it in his
Maybe.
in his
Maybe.
houses that he rents out. Maybe he went in to do a little bit like maybe the boiler was broke. Maybe it sounds like porno, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Maybe the boiler was broke, and then he came in, decided to fuck some random, and used her dress as a cum rag.
Dear.
Stranger things
No,
have happened.
God, landlords can be pretty scummy sometimes. I've had some awful ones, but never one who's done that in my life.
I
Thankfully.
mean,
Not that I know of.
if my fucking landlord, I don't have a landlord, but if I rented a property and I went home and I saw my CCTV back and saw that my landlord was railing someone on my bed, and used my partner's, it wouldn't be a dress in my case, it would be it might have been dress, I don't know, or a suit or whatever it is, my wedding outfit or my wedding attire as a cum rag, I'd be fucking furious.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That sounds personal.
Yeah, that does sound like it's a revenge story. A little bit revengey.
Have you been a shitty tenant?
Maybe.
Maybe you should clean that house up.
Maybe you shouldn't leave those dishes out for so long.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's gross.
No, that's not okay. Like, landlords do better. Landlords do better.
Just go to the toilet after. And also, what are you cleaning up as well? Is he cleaning himself up or is he cleaning her?
Maybe it was like that guy who just sprayed everywhere. Couldn't stop.
Maybe it was water.
Maybe it was a gusher.
Squirter.
Squirter.
Maybe it was a squirter. Oh God! What a way to end this episode. Fucking hell.
Oh dear.
Well.
There we go.
Hayley, thank you for inspiring this episode and
Absolutely.
getting us to read out some of the most embarrassing,
Truly, some of the most awful stories.
awful, embarrassing stories.
But we're living for them.
We live for them. I can say I probably relate to some of them.
Yeah.
And some of them do crack me up. But let's just all make sure they're a little bit more careful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's eyes everywhere.
Yes. Stop coming in front of your in-laws. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's my favourite one. Right? That's my favourite one.
Yeah, that is the best.
Gusher.
I think that is the best one.
Anyway,
Anyway.
if you like what you hear, I'm not so sure you will after this episode, but if you do, please continue to like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
You can listen to us on Amazon Prime, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, all that jazz. I kind of fucking forget where we are
everywhere
nowadays.
else,
We're
yeah.
literally everywhere. And also, if you want to head over to TikTok and follow us out.
RBTW official.
We do post sometimes.
We do, yeah, now and again.
We do post sometimes some funny clips of these episodes. Please, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review, tell your friends about it.
It makes so much difference, so please carry on doing that.
Please
we really
carry on. And keep your eyes peeled because we are, maybe we'll be launching a YouTube channel very soon. Keep threatening to do it, don't we? But we haven't done it.
Now's the time.
Yeah, now's the time. We're going to expand.
Yeah, and maybe we can start posting the videos like Hayley's and all the other amazing videos that we like as well.
Yeah, maybe we should post Hayley's muff video. Poor cow. It's bad enough that she's been caught on, it's gone viral. The now in the coffin is being spoke about on this trash podcast.
I bet those YouTube administrators have been having a field day this week. delete.
Poor thing. Anyway, Hayley, we don't care. We think it's a ballsy move. You continue to shave your muff for the world to see.
Exactly, yeah.
At least you're clean.
Absolutely.
So on that note, if you haven't seen Hayley's muff, go and head over to YouTube or X because it's a fucking brilliant video. Probably some similar videos of me knocking around somewhere. We'll do it. Anyway, yes, thanks for listening and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely, bye.